What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review, where today I'm going to be discussing an artist whose music probably changed everyone's lives. So today I'm going to be talking about Stevie Wonder's Music of My Mind. I'm getting in the vibe of I just wanted to go back and revisit Stevie Wonder's work, right? Like I've listened to pieces, I know the singles, I know the hits, but I never really dove into an actual body of work, like just sat there and really took it in. And doing more research, I realized that this was the first album where he was given full artistic creative control over his music, and he went on a 4 or 5 album run of just classic, and it's classic album after album after album after album, and it was like his pinnacle in a way. And I wanted to start at the beginning of that. I wanted to do the first album where he fully got artistic control. And I don't even see a lot of people talk about this album, which is crazy, and which is another reason why I want to do a review on it. Stevie Wonder's Music of My Mind came out in 72. He just re-signed, I would assume, with Motown. Just renegotiated his contract to have more artistic control, as I mentioned. And this is the first one they let the reins free and let him just ball out. He did all the production, pretty much all the singing, played every instrument except the trombone, I think. He would have did that. He would have just hit the trifecta, the trombone as well. But just imagine how great that has to be. Just imagine how great that is that an artist is writing all this music, lyrics included, and is playing all the instruments, and he fell in love with the synth at this point, which was predominant throughout this whole run, that whole run of his. So I just wanted to go through, it's 9 records on here. I wanted to go through it, give my take on some of the tracks, what I like about them, what I didn't like about the album, give it a review, and yeah, just show it a little love. So let's get into it. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. Just keep supporting me, man. Leave them comments. I enjoy talking to you guys in the comments about my take, or you giving me some history on an artist that I just didn't know. I pay attention to it all. So without further ado, let's get into it. The album starts with Love Having You Around. I think that song just comes on. It's a perfect way to start an album. I think it's like a kick in the door kind of thing. That's just, obviously I wasn't alive back then, but to me it sounds like a reintroduction of an artist. It sounds like here we are now. It's very funky. It's very synth driven. It feels free. It feels like we're on, I feel like just popping this tape. I can't even say tape anymore. I feel like putting this CD on, or I can't even say CD no more. I feel like putting this album on from my phone while I'm in the car and just riding out. And I did that for the past couple of days just to soak it all in, just riding around California, just listening to it on my errands and things of that nature. So I think that was a perfect intro to the record. The voice box back vocals he put on there, it just shows he was like, it's just like full creativity from the voices, from going from this pitch to this pitch to, it just sounded fresh. I just can't describe it other than that. It just sounded fresh, and I enjoyed that being the opening track of it. It brought me in, and I thought he was saying, and I sing because I love having you around, but he says, say it cause I love having you around. Either way, it's great. It's just bring you in on my thought process. I had to look up the lyrics. I was like, I won't come on here and be wrong. I was like, it sounds like he's saying sing, but he does. Next track is Superwoman, Where Were You When I Needed You? Superwoman, Where Were You When I Needed You? By far my favorite song in the album, and by far it entered my favorite songs of all time. If you knew how hard it was for me to get past this song and get on with the rest of the songs on the album, it was a lot. Like, I just kept listening to the song. It was like bringing tears in my eyes, evoking all these emotions, just because the way it starts, it's great. Like, the song could have been a classic just the way it starts, but that switch to, you know, when he starts saying, where were you when I needed you last winter? Like, it's just, oh my gosh, this is what I've been missing. Like, this is like one of the greatest songs I ever heard in my life. Like, I know I keep saying that, but I'm gonna keep reiterating that. And this is a slept on Stevie Wonder song to me. I don't hear this song as much as I hear, you know, Superstition and all those other records, but oh my gosh, this song is ridiculous. And I read that the song was about his ex-wife, Sharita, I think it was Sharita Wright, and I didn't even know they were married. I remember listening to her album, like her debut album, I believe, because she had like a Beatles cover on there, and then I just went to see the album because I saw that Stevie Wonder produced it and wrote it, and he wrote this song about her apparently, and how he says like Mary wants to be a superwoman and things of that nature, and like I know you. I wish you could know me or understand me the way that I understand you and things of that nature. I just thought it was a real vulnerable record. I thought it tugged at my heartstrings. It brought up memories and things of that nature. But man, that song is just so fucking great. That guitar solo in there. Again, that switch mid-record. His vocal performance on there. Let me get on before I just fan out even more. Next record is I Love Every Little Thing About You. And it's just groovy, man. The way he I'm so happy you found that synth. The way he just starts it is just Stevie Wonder music just takes you into like a whole nother world and vibe. Like it brings you into his world. And a lot of artists cannot do that. A lot of artists live in someone else's world. They don't even know who they are. They don't even have a sound of their own. They're just existing and creating music. You know what I mean? But it's those breakthrough artists and those gems, those real stars that their ability to bring you into their music and into their lives is just something that obviously has to be commended, and it's something that you should pay attention to. Obviously, he's Stevie Wonder, and he's fucking world renowned and one of the greats ever. But so me being me doesn't mean much at this point. But man, this album is just dope, and that song is just amazing itself in a way as well. Then it picks up into like this upbeat, like kind of upbeat. You can tell he's doing the background vocals on it, but it just shows like, damn, he was really that creative, bro. Like he was. Imagine like being pigeonholed into something that you didn't want to do for so long, and then they just let you out, and you just creating some of the greatest music that we ever heard in life. Fucking Stevie Wonder, man. The next record is Sweet Little Girl, and he brings back the classic signature harmonica. This one's a groovy record as well, man. I really enjoyed this record too. Then it's like drops into like this slower tempo, dun 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 dun, and he's doing like this. I don't know. It sounds like a pimp calling kind of voice, or Mac kind of voice, or player kind of voice he does throughout the record and towards the end. It just shows like I admire the creativity, man. Like this album, I'm trying to tell you, I was totally shocked by what I was hearing. Like I never heard this record before, prior to before studying it to do this review, and I'm just like, why don't I hear more about this one? Like I know down the line in the next couple of weeks I'll do the more reviews on Stevie, but Jesus, this was so good. It was just so good, man. Next record is Happier Than the Morning Sun. This song gives me that Mother Nature Sun kind of vibe, and little Dear Prudence as well. I just got that vibe all throughout this record. Great love record. I loved what he did with that synth. Oh my gosh. And this song just reminds me of a beautiful day. Like I think when songs like this with those notes kind of just, it puts you in that range of like Sunday morning. It just puts you in that vibe. You know what I mean? Happier Than the Morning Sun. That's the way you said I would be if I should ever bring you inside my life. I was like, damn, that's really, I wouldn't say profound, but just the way that it's written. I have a thing with like how lyrics are written. Like with some can have a poetry-esque kind of feel to it. Like happier than the morning. That's what you said I would be if I should ever bring you inside my life. Like he could have just said happier than the morning sun. When I bring you in my life, or if I bring you in my life, or things of that nature. If I should bring you, I'm fanning out, forget it. Great record, man. That goes into Girl Blue, which is a great story. I love his vocal performance on there. When I say vocal performance, I mean obviously his vocal range and things of that nature, but the way he flowed over the track, I thought that was dope. The percussion and the backdrop of the record was also something that stood out to me, because it's like, it's a steady percussion in the back, and I could get lost in that part of it, and then I go back and to listen to the actual record again. That's how I listen to music. Sorry. And again, that classic harmonica he's known for, so that just makes it dope. Little girl, it seems in all my dreams your happiness is due, but they still last there in your past, events that make you blue. And I was like, damn. Now that's some bars. Like, that is some bars. And he also says, little girl, be smart, don't break your own heart. There is love waiting for you before it's too late, cause time won't wait till your heart is no longer blue. And that's like a message for anyone. Like, we can all sulk and deal with heartbreak and things of that nature, but sooner or later you got to get back on that horse. Sooner or later you got to get back out there. Sooner or later, and not just in the relationship, but just trying to find those brighter days and things of that nature. So I just thought that was great. And you know, if this is the album he's coming off his divorce, you could tell why a lot of these records are like that. Speaking of that, I think the next record, Seems So Long, which is one of my favorites on here as well. I think that song was perfect. I think that song was perfect to follow Girl Blue, because it's like the guy who's literally in the same situation, right? Lost love, had love, lost love, and now he's in a slump. And now he's questioning, should I go back out there? Maybe it's time for me to go back out there. Maybe it's time for me to open myself up and, you know, find new love and find myself and things of that nature. Finding myself to find new love. And this song, man, is another one that just brings tears to my eyes, man. It's just a beautiful piece of work. It's just beautiful, man. Like, it's no other way I could describe it but just being beautiful. The synths on that record, the hi-hats, all stand out to me. Yes, the hi-hats stand out to me. Yeah, and it's just a good record. Keep Running, one of the ones that it kind of threw me off listening to. I was like, I don't think I really like this record. And I was trying. I kept listening back to it. I was like, I really don't. It was doing nothing for me. It doesn't take away from the album at all, but it just does nothing for me. That goes into the last record, Evil, which, man, Stevie Wonder, this song is special, right? And to me, and I'm speaking on Stevie Wonder, but for a great songwriter, the best have an ability to being simple and delivering a message that is so simple that a toddler can understand it, but not dumbing it down. And it's a fine line with that only few artists understand. But anyone can relate to the song, and he's putting the message right into your face. Like, Evil, why'd you do this? Why do you control so many people, make them do bad things? Why do you do this, Evil, kind of thing? And to me, it's kind of like a gospel record in a way, to be truthfully honest, just because, you know, with gospel records, you talk about the devil, but you don't really, it's more of like uplifting God in a way, like God. And, you know, all my Christians or religious people, bear with me for a second, but it's just like, they never tell the other story. It's just like they never just speak to the devil directly and like, Evil, why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Like, because that's a part of the journey as well. That's a part of the life as well. You got good and evil. You got your food and liquor. You got, you know, your up and down. You got your hot and cold. Like, it's everything lives. Everything's about balance. So that song to close out the record was just heavy. Like, it was just heavy. Another one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs. That song is just heavy, bro. Just dope. Let me get into my best songs. Seems So Long, Superwoman, and Evil. Worst record, obviously if you listen and made it this far, you already know what the record is. Keep On Running is the worst. Best line, he says, when the winter came, you went further south, parting from love's nest, leaving me in doubt. Where were you when I need you? Like right now. Our love is at its end, but you say now you have changed, but tomorrow will reflect. And that line was just like, whoa. Like, you know how many times people always saying, like, yeah, I change, especially in relationships and things of that nature. But to say, like, nah, you ain't changed. Tomorrow will reflect love's past. So that's the way I took it. Obviously, if you took it a different way, let me know in the comments. But great line. Fucks given for this record, if I had to rate it, it's a 5 out of 5. Fucking 5 out of 5. Even with the song I dislike, it's not enough for me to take this under a 5. Sorry. Let's wrap this shit up, though. Where were you when I needed? Again, when it comes to Stevie Wonder Music of My Mind, this record, man, it gained a new fan in me. It probably doesn't need me at this point. It's probably done what it's done already in history, but that's the great part about music, right? Every day somebody's going to discover it or discover something new. I feel like I'm so happy that they allowed him to be his full creativeness and let him bloom into the flower that he was supposed to be, because the records on here are just magical, man. Like, why don't we talk about this one a lot in like culture and topics? Like, let's talk about this one for a second. Let's give this album a little bit of praise, because this shit is magical, man. Superwoman, bro. Stevie, fucking second to none with that one. That one is in my favorite songs of all time now. Period. Seems So Long, Evil, Love Having You Around, Happier Than the Morning Sun, Girl Blue. It's just bomb after bomb, bro. Like, he's just dropping them, and I can't wait to continue this journey on the Stevie Wonder path and find more records that, why would I listen to this? Why would I listen to this? So I'm just happy to start this today. And if you haven't listened to this album, or you listened to it before in the past, go back and listen to it right now. I'm pretty sure it aged better than what you thought. And if you haven't listened to it, shame on you, like it was shame on me. But as always, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.